All right, guys, let's jump in and have us a little chat about a little bit of contentious news coming out today. You might look at it as contentious, you might not, but basically on a CNBC interview, and then later on I noticed it in an Orlando Sentinel column, that basically Bob Chapek and Bob Iger are both kind of gearing people up and giving them a heads up that you may have to wear masks to enter Walt Disney World when it does reopen. And that is kind of, like I said, it's been a little contentious today, I've noticed in the last couple hours on some of the different social media forums and all that. I noticed that blogmickey.com's Twitter handle put out a poll a little bit ago, a little over an hour ago, and it says, will you visit Walt Disney World if you're required to wear a mask? And out of 3,300 people, 74% of those people said yes, 26% said no, I won't. I've got a little bit of skin in the game just with the fact of I have a trip planned for the end of August. So I think today's news is the first time that I've really thought like, hey, I better come up with a backup plan. I guess with the masks, I fall on the side of, I think forcing people to wear a mask to the park is, I fall on the side of that's just being responsible. You may be asymptomatic and that will keep you from spreading your particles, breathing on people, spitting when you talk, getting on people. Like I said, I look at that, but at the same time, too, I understand Disney's in a real slippery slope. And, obviously we have laws against discrimination and stuff, but like people with COPD that may have a real hard time wearing a mask, it kind of, on my flip side of things, that sounds a little douchey for me to maybe tell somebody with COPD, well, if you can't wear a mask, just stay home until we don't have to wear them. Like, don't come out here. Like, you see how that sounds? And then, of course, too, somebody with COPD with COVID-19 going around, maybe going to the theme parks isn't high on your priority list. But if it is, if you're a big Disney nerd, I would feel really bad telling you if you don't wear a mask, do not come out here. You're not welcome until this is over. So, that I kind of look at it like that too. But like I said, the adult, more responsible side of me looks at it like, if I can help not get someone sick that could die from it, or take it home to somebody that could die from it, I'm a little more on that cautious boat. I also, like I was telling my buddy Elizabeth on Twitter a little bit ago, I also kind of think of the heat stroke kind of side of things. I was telling her before any of this happened, obviously, I would see people pulled off to the side. It's 98 degrees. I'm sure we've all seen the people. They've got really red, blotchy faces. Someone's holding like a cold Powerade bottle to their neck or the back of their head. Security is like, or, the EMTs are like dabbing them with a cold washcloth. And that is definitely with no mask on. So again, we fall into that category of, if you don't think you can handle it, just stay home until we don't have to wear masks. So you see what I'm saying with how fair are we being on this? Do they take an approach of, it's on you? If you feel more comfortable wearing a mask, wear one. If you don't feel comfortable wearing a mask, or it's going to impede on the enjoyability of your trip that you may have paid $3,000 or $4,000 on to come, then don't wear a mask. But really, that's the hard part, because the whole thing about wearing a mask is to protect other people from you infecting them, essentially. Like, you're not really wearing a mask to be protected. You're wearing a mask in case you're asymptomatic and you are not giving your particles out to other people. So when you look at it like that, that's unfair to people that maybe wish you had a mask on and you're not just, shooting your particles out coughing, sneezing. But there are so many different, just different avenues of this. How are you going to keep little 3- and 4-year-old kids' masks on? Are they going to enforce it with cast members being put in that awkward, extremely awkward situation of, sir, you need to put your mask on. Please have your little one put her mask on, or you're going to have to leave. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, okay, you know, who polices this? Is it just security? Are cast members told not to engage people that don't have masks on? Are they to radio in security? Of course, you're allowed to take your masks off when dining. We've already, you know, established that with Shanghai Disneyland. You know, I really don't have a problem with anything else, but I worry about the problems, like, of just the people. Like, me personally, like I said, I don't think if it's at the end of August when I'm planning to go, end of August, beginning of September, and masks are still mandatory, I'll probably push my reservation off until April and kind of just see what happens, see how long that lasts. But, you know, at the same time, I would like to be respectful of people, and I don't think we should, you know, really be like, you know, forcing a company to make us not wear masks. But, you know, I guess it's just that is another one of these things. I think I think it would be better if it fell on the individual. And like I said, even on Blog Mickey, I've noticed a lot of people saying, I will gladly wear a mask. Well, you know, I think like right now, while the parks are closed, it's May 11th, that sounds all good and you know, like you're really Ignatius and you know, you're taking one for the team. But my other flip side, like I said earlier, when it's 98 degrees, when it's 103 degrees out there and you've got that mask on for 8 hours, send us those selfies after you're done wearing your mask for 8 hours straight. You know, that's another little meme that's running around too. It has a guy with a mask on and it says, I can't wear a mask at the theme parks during the summer. And then below that it shows Chip and Dale, and then it says, I'm pretty sure you can. And I'm like, well, that's a little different. Those guys in those character suits, that meme would be accurate if you only stayed at the park for 30 minutes at a time and then left. Like, those guys aren't walking around in those suits for a continuous 8, 9, 10, 12 hours like you would have to be with a mask on. So those guys, like, there's stipulations and there's mandatory breaks. They can only stay out in the sun in character for like 23 minutes at a time if the temperature is above a certain, or like during certain months, and then 30 minutes at a time like during the winter. Like, they're brought back in and forced to cool off with everything off. You're going to be stuck there with that mask on. If you're on property, they are going to expect you to have that mask on when you're not dining. So, like I said, it sounds like a real, you know, just, I think it's like they're beating their chests on Twitter like, I'll gladly wear that mask all day. Well, like I said, at the end of your 9 hours, send us that selfie and or live stream it and let us see you wear that mask all day when it's 108 degrees in Central Florida and you've got about 2 gallons of sweat dripping off of you. Like, I want to follow all these people and see if they really do it when the time comes. I'm a big proponent of show me. Like I said, I am not faking it till I make it. I'm definitely on team. If we have to wear a mask, I won't go, and I won't spend my money until that is optional. But like I said, that's just me. You do you, I'll do me. I think we can both make it and figure it out. But anyway, so let me know in the comments section down below. I know this might be a moot point, but try to be nice to each other. But let me know your thoughts on if you will go back if you have to wear a mask, or if you will absolutely not go back if they require masks. But I'm just telling you, after that CNBC interview and these articles I'm seeing, I'm thinking if you want to visit the mouse, you're gonna have to wear a mask. So let us know down below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you end up enjoying this video, and subscribe for some more Disney content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you. See ya.